Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's James with another Arcade Attack podcast coming at ya. In this episode, chaps, I'm going to dive straight in here because I'm going to tell you what we're talking about. We're going to talk about guilt.
Oh.
That horrible feeling, or sometimes a good feeling, depending on which side of the fence you're on. That feeling when you grab a cheeky biscuit from the cupboard, when you swore you would stick to your diet. That feeling when you should have said good morning to someone, when in fact all you did was grunt at them when you walked past them. We've all done it. Yeah. Don't pretend as though we haven't. All right. And we've all, well, let's be honest, I've stolen more than a few cheeky biscuits out the cupboard when I swore I wouldn't. But there we go. There we go. However, but before we get into the meat on the bones of today's pod, let's see who we have round the non-existent table. It's Dylan!
Yes, my table that no longer exists in this room. Because I now have a much smaller living room. Hello, mate.
We are... Oh, not bad. We're all playing kind of remote footsie here, aren't we? A little bit.
Yeah, and I've got to stop folding my legs because I've crushed my man pieces again.
Yeah, we had a situation just before we went live that we won't talk about too much, but Dill's in a kind of median amount of pain. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit karma for dissing Keith for not being here.
No. And on that note, Keith is not here. So we miss you, Keith.
Yeah,
we miss you, Keith. We always miss you.
See you in a month or whenever
you're back.
He's back. Yeah,
whenever you're back. And we've got Adrian.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me. I'm like Dylan's old furniture.
Yeah, but I got rid of that.
But I'm a boomerang.
Boomerang.
You throw me out, I keep coming back.
You got rid of the old furniture, but one piece still remains.
Yeah,
Adrian's still here.
Yeah.
So how are we, guys?
Yeah, good, mate.
How are we doing? Yeah,
good.
We are
feeling good.
Yeah, feeling good. Energy.
Yeah, this podcast subject has got me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, so it should.
I'm all right. I'm okay for now.
Guilt and games. How do we combine those two? Well, I'm going to tell you.
Guilty year.
Well, yeah. Yes. Very good.
Clever.
Very good. So, have we had any guilty feelings recently?
What, just in general?
Yeah. Have we stolen cheeky biscuits? Have we, have we been particularly flippant with someone? Maybe we thought we shouldn't have been.
I've been quite reserved lately. I've been trying to look after myself a bit more lately.
Mm-hmm.
But now because I kind of I'm less sedentary.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be less sedentary these days.
Yes.
That's a word I learned the other day. Never knew it before.
It's a great word. Great word.
Super word, man.
Sedentary.
I should really just have a thesaurus or something. I need to improve my vocabulary. Anyway, so now when I have a biscuit, I feel good about that biscuit. You gave me a donut earlier. I felt good about that donut. And so you should. I feel good about it.
Have the donut.
We're going to have pizza later. I'm going to feel good about that pizza.
Actually,
I'm not going to probably have pizza. You guys can have the pizza. But I'll feel good about whatever else
strips,
I have.
whatever.
Chicken strips, man.
Potato wedges. Hey, whatever.
I can't remember the last thing I was actually feeling guilty about. That's bad, isn't it?
Enjoy is what we say. Don't feel guilty. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Age, any guilt of late, or are you just the upstanding citizen?
No, it's this time of year, and my wife Becca, she says, "Oh, we better start, save money for Christmas presents and get Christmas sorted and get the kids presents." She's right, and I'm married to a wise woman, but I treated myself to a personal video game recently, not for the kids. And if my wife knew about this, she'd be like, "Why are you spending money on yourself when you should be get the kids stuff first?" I'm like, so she's probably right.
Yeah.
But I was sort of just perusing on Amazon, and I noticed that a Switch game was on sale, and I was like, "Oh, this offer ends tomorrow. I'm going to just buy it." And I had a few drinks before this decision, so I was a bit guilty, but I was like, I got it anyway.
What you're saying is booze help the guilt?
Yeah, booze helps.
Nice.
And actually the game, it's not for anyone's Christmas or birthday present, it's just for me, because I'm, that's how I roll, is Little Big Adventure on the Switch, the limited edition version.
Wow, enjoy.
Yeah, I did enjoy it on the PC back in the day. It's quite an infamous game, quite a fun game. Haven't really thought about it for years, so I thought I'd treat myself.
Is that the one with the knitted thing? Oh, I think it was something
different. Twinson's Adventure. No, you kind of...
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Sackboy.
Yeah, what's Sackboy in?
PlayStation.
What game's that? Is that not Little Big Adventure?
Little Big Planet, isn't it?
Little Big Planet. That's very different.
That's PlayStation only, I think.
So I was like, why is it on the Switch? Yeah, okay, right.
Little Big Adventure was quite a big PC game. I don't know if it's ported to other consoles, but it was there's two games in the series, but they made a good remastered version. So I thought I quite enjoyed it on the PC. I'm going to treat
myself.
myself.
Why are you feeling guilty though?
No, because Becca would be like, you should have bought a present for the kids first. I'm like, well, fair enough.
Ah, come on.
Hey, man, you got to treat yourself every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I haven't played it yet. So if anyone's played it, let me know if it was any good.
We've got some like everyday life bit of guilt coming in. So, but what I want to do though is I want to switch your attention to gaming guilt.
Yes.
Okay. And I can hear a few confused voices out there asking where the hell this is all going. Well, I'm going to tell you. So we're talking all about yours and our guilty pleasures in gaming.
Yeah.
You know those types of games or titles that you don't tell anyone that you've played before because it's a bit poo, or that maybe, as myself, a 6'4", heavily bearded man mountain, you love a bit of time on maybe Barbie's fashion designer.
Exactly.
You know, which may raise a few eyebrows, but hey, you know, whatever. So we're therefore diving headlong into the world of gaming's guilty pleasures and revealing the titles and genres that some people love, but maybe keep to themselves for various reasons. Where do I begin? I hear you ask. Well, what better place to start than the world of lawn mowing, power washing, road fixing, and farm management? Yes.
There's loads of those around.
Yes. I'm, of course, talking about simulators. Now, not any old simulators, mind. The work-based ones.
Yeah.
Work sims.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose the big question is, why on earth would one want to spend all day at work, whatever you do out there, for real, and then come home to do more work on a simulator? Any guesses? Why would you want to do that? Why?
They're quite chill, aren't they, those simulator games?
They are. They can be. Some of them aren't, but yeah.
I remember playing Farming Simulator quite a lot a few years ago. But that was bloody annoying, and then I tipped my bloody tractor, and I couldn't get out of it. I was
You're still stuck today.
I was like, that was when I was just, I've had it. I think I took a picture of it and put it on Twitter, and I was just like, I've had enough of this. But it was really chill. Obviously, like you buying your tractor, you get your crops and stuff. It is actually a bit of escapism because I don't farm. It'd be weird if, like, you know, Farmer Tom or whatever went out to do all his farming during the day, and then came home,
and came back to play Farm Sim,
and was played Farming Simulator. But yeah, I've heard about power wash. Obviously, you said about power washing. I think people do like that, don't they? And you've seen that in YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, I will divulge more on that.
So,
but you've given me a beautiful segue. But Adrian, go on.
But yeah, just on that, I was in. I went to Spain a few years ago, and Spain don't have many charity shops, but they had one in the local area. And I popped in. I thought, I'll check out what's in there, and obviously I was see if there are the old video games. There's a few old FIFAs and whatnot, but there was one game I had to buy it on the PS2, Car Wash Tycoon.
Car Wash Tycoon
on the PS2. And actually, when I did a bit of research, it's quite a rare game. It's worth a few. That's not worth that much. 20 odd quid. I got it for a couple of pounds or a couple of euros back then.
Ka-ching.
But it's just what it says in the tin. You produce a car washing tycoon company, and you have to clean cars and wash cars and whatnot.
But it's the machines that do it. You don't actually because obviously it's
you're the tycoon.
Yeah,
it's a machine car.
You build a business, and you can.
It's not like a hand car wash where you have to hire.
No, it's not like that.
Hand car wash tycoon.
Hand car wash tycoon is a little bit different.
Oh, that's just giving someone an idea now for another sim game, isn't it?
Well, I'm claiming all the rights for it.
Here we go.
You know,
pay £10.
There's a legal thing.
Cash the check. Get all the rights for it. Yeah. So, back in '93. Good God, I'm not going to say how long it was.
We like saying that because it makes us feel all.
No, we're not going to say it. I'm not going to date it. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
1993, Maxis. We all know who Maxis is. They produced Sim Farm for the PC. And later, actually a version for the SNES, believe it or not. I know. And players took control of their own farm with animals, crops, changing weather conditions, etc., etc. It wasn't their most successful title, but when you obviously compare it to the likes of things like The Sims and SimCity, of course, and at the time was considered about as boring and as geeky as you could get in terms of choice of game. That was because you were obviously stacked up against the likes of Doom, Street Fighter, Sonic, Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, to name but a few of the cool titles. Yeah. The big bad boys.
And I just give a little shout out because I'm a fan of Maxis actually. Amazing memories of Sim City and Sim Tower and all that sort of stuff. Sim. And I just thought I'd give a little shout out to Sim Ant.
Yes,
which is a really interesting title. And you play as well, not even an ant. You have to create an ant nest and whatnot. Can you imagine if you got turned into an ant and they said, "Oh, look, we've got a video game based on your life"? That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
That ant would be freaked out, man.
But do you know what though? That's a perfect. I remember Sim Ant because you lent it to me. The stupid thing was, when I first played it, I was like, this sounds stupidly boring. Like, I'm an ant and I have to like create a colony and like dig tunnels. Do you know what? I loved it.
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
I never admitted to anyone that I loved it because...
Now you have.
No, I have. So that's perfect. Perfect segue again. But the feeling was then, like in schools and friend groups and stuff, certainly with us, yeah? And as far as my experience goes, that you were a bit of a super nerd if you enjoyed work sims, like Sim Farm, working out crop hydration, studying weather patterns, building ant colonies and stuff like that. Everyone wanted to know, like, how you got past that level on Doom. Everybody wanted to know what the fatalities were in Mortal Kombat, all that sort of stuff. So you didn't really talk about it, did you? So that led to those types of games kind of, in that respect, being widely ignored by publications and media at the time. When it comes to the most popular games of the early 90s, chiefly due to the influence and coolness of the ones already mentioned. But also, as they were a very sort of fledgling genre, they obviously hadn't been around as long as the shooters and the combat games and the stuff like that. So early work-based sims, therefore, could be classed as almost certainly a definite guilty pleasure, certainly back in the day. Now, of course, they're big business. So did this cult status prevent further titles from being developed, bought and played? Hell to the no. If anything, the other way. So we had Railroad Tycoon.
Yeah.
Big fan. Especially Transport Tycoon.
Theme Park, and a whole host of Maxis sim games that spawned across the 90s, which paved the way for some more advanced and in-depth titles into the 2000s. So other big titles that popped up were things like Bus and Airport Sim, along with the likes of Power Wash Simulator and really niche games such as Gas Station Simulator.
Yeah.
With each new release came more and more depth and control, and it gave the players the ultimate hands-on, close to real-life experience of their chosen role. So we could all therefore act out our most wild work fantasies. Unless, as Dill says, you were a farmer who then came home to play Sim Farm.
I love farming so much, man. I'm just going to go home.
I guarantee someone's done it.
I'm going to go and turn on the Xbox and just play some farming sim.
Imagine if you own your own sort of car washing business and you come back home and play PS2.
Car wash tycoon.
You're a car wash tycoon in real life.
Or it inspired you to start a car wash, and now you're just like, I'm addicted to the game and life. I'm just going to wash cars.
I guarantee it's happened. We need to find a story.
Yeah.
Someone tag us in a story if someone's done that. But these days, we're fast forwarding to modern day now. We've got big budgets, huge advertising, and massive followings now go hand in hand with these work sims. They command such a huge following that there are now annual gaming tournaments for the likes of Farming Simulator, which even boasts a league that budding online farmers can join to climb the ranks in the hopes to compete on the big stage one day. It is big business, with the current prize pool for these tournaments sitting at $118,000. 118 grand for playing Farm Sim.
Dylan, get your tractor back up to speed.
I need to
flip it over.
Because I flipped it and it got stuck under a bridge. And I was like,
you got to try and find that picture again.
I was like, that's not that. I have to restart that game.
Load that save.
Can you imagine? Now onto the stage is Dylan. The underdog is here to take the title.
And he's just sideways in his tractor.
Wait a minute, he can't even move his tractor.
Can't move it. Oh, he's out first round. But there's even, we laugh, but there's even a tournament now for Power Wash Sim.
Yeah.
Yeah? So where teams battle it out to clean the map with preset equipment as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Prize money and status.
That looks quite satisfying. Because obviously I've seen it on the videos. I'm like, I actually do kind of want to download it.
It's funny what you're saying it was chill, because a lot of people say that the likes of Power Wash Sim really has helped with like ADHD and stuff like that.
Because it's something to concentrate on.
Because it's cleansing and cleaning and doing the whole map and things like that. And it's like, it kind of makes sense. I kind of get that, because if you don't want to do something that's like obviously PvP these days, which you just get slaughtered in every game online. Do you know what I mean? And then you go on and do something like that. I get why it's quite satisfying. Maybe not parking tractors under bridges and stuff. But, power washing them. Hey, happy days. But, prize money, status in the esports power washing community. Who wouldn't want that?
Hello.
Hello. Exactly. And to be honest, esports as a whole, so this is all that is worth billions.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like things like Farm Sim and Power Wash is only going to get more popular. So there we go. What once was a hella guilty pleasure, and I'm remembering now Simant.
Simant. And Roller Coaster Tycoon, which was a badass game. SimCity 2000, I spent far too many hours on, but I loved every second.
You could pour hours into those games. I mean, yeah, and we're just talking about Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh,
loved it. So many great games. I'm a big fan of those sort of simulation games. Not the really niche ones you're talking about, but the bigger ones, SimCities and so forth.
The sim blank games, What was once considered the peak of Nerd Mountain when playing work sims now commands mainstream attention, money, and celebrity status in certain circles. Modern titles also boast some of the most heavy advertising on PSN and Xbox stores. They really do. I can talk from Xbox store experience, and there's always normally on the front page, there's always normally a sim game on there. So it makes them about as prominent and as attractive as pretty much any AAA title out there at the moment. And you never hear about any of them being released incomplete or being buggy. Nope. No. So there we go. Whatever they're doing, they must be doing something right. Work sims then. Once very uncool, a real guilty pleasure you'd keep to yourself, but turn full-on mainstream heavyweight. We're going to turn our attention to another category now and some other titles, shall we? So we've come away from the work sims. We've come away from Dylan's tractor under the bridge.
Yeah.
We've come away from power washing your driveway.
Well, I was going to say, is the football management games work sims? Are we?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I was a massive fan of Championship Manager and the early Football Manager games.
You could definitely lump them in there, couldn't you?
Are you going to talk about those?
It straddles. I was hoping kind of you and Adrian were going to kind of take that baton, you see.
Well, let's go for it.
So, right. If you want to do it, let's do it now.
So, So football management games or soccer management games.
Soccer.
have ruined me since year dot. The early Championship Manager games, the 98, well, actually, I think I played like even 1, 2, 3 really early doors.
I played the first one,
it. And then what really got me was, I think, 97, 98 or 98, 99. And it just, I was too busy doing that. I was like, my mom was like, Dill, you should really be studying for your exams, right? And I was like, no, I want to play. Oh, I'm doing it.
Don't you realise I'm about to get into the playoffs here?
It was like, so I was doing Ange Ball before Ange Ball, pressing, attacking, high defensive line. If it won, it won. If I did, I didn't, But I would just play season.
Taribo West.
Doing it.
Taribo West. Cherno Samba.
Yep. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I had all of those guys. And it's funny because for years and years, I didn't play it. Even like the early 2000s, I was playing then Football Manager up until about 2008, 2009 season. And then for years and years, for about 10 years, I didn't even play them. Then recently...
Oh, no.
Oh, he's opened Pandora's box again.
Recently, because there's something called a Game Pass.
Oh, God.
You get Football Manager 24 console, which I think is a bit easier than the PC version.
The watered-down version, isn't it?
It's the watered-down, so you got less things, and I love it, because the PC ones, in recent years, I checked them out, the demos, they're way too in-depth.
And we're old.
This one, right, I'm addicted to it. I've played 3 seasons as Southampton.
Southampton?
I got them promoted out of the Championship. Escaped relegation, finished 8th in the Premier League the season after, and now I'm in the Europa Conference League with Southampton, and I'm addicted. I like, whenever I get a spare moment now, I'm just like, can I play a little bit of Football Manager? And I do it.
It's one of those games, isn't it?
It's coming back in. I'm like, I don't even like Southampton, and I just thought, that'd be a good one to start. I like to cut my teeth. So,
oh man, it reminds me when
I signed Mark Guehi.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm free.
Do you know what though? Before Adrian tells us, because I know you've got some for that as well. Bear Football Manager and Championship Manager in mind for a little bit later in the pod, because I'm going to talk about them for a very different reason.
Okay.
Because obviously back in the day, football's always been massive with you guys and our circle of friends. Not as such a guilty pleasure on the surface. However, it might be when I tell you a little bit more about it later on. So bear these in mind. All right, Age, what's yours?
Well, I loved the Championship Manager games and the early Football Manager games. And I can't remember which one it was, but you could make your own players. I think you could actually make your own players and put them in the game.
Yeah, there's a few of them did that.
Hello, I put myself in the game.
Obviously, I did that. I did everything there.
Potential 20 shooting skills, but obviously you put your ages in, and I was like, very young back then, maybe like 15 or 16 or whatever. And you never started 2020 with all the highest scores. You had to sort of build them up. But I was like, max scores as a striker. But I put Dylan in the game. I think I put James. I think I had a starting 11 of all our mates in the game. I was like, where does Rob Watkins play? He could be a defender.
What was I, a steward?
Yeah, it was so funny.
Your mates were always the first. I remember making teams of Riddles Downers, our high schoolers back in the day. That was always a good starting point. Although one time, though, I remember on Tactical Manager on the Amiga, I made like Barnaby. Oh, we got to make call Barnaby. And then I showed, because I tried to mix it up a little bit. I made him a winger, but I gave him vision 4 or 5 out of 20. But then he came around my house one time because it was raining or something. It was just after school, and then he went up to see his mum's afterwards. I was showing him the game and showing him the things. He was like, "Oh yeah, Barnaby, vision 4."
We are no longer friends.
He got the right arse with you.
I was like, "Sorry, Bjorn." I was like, "Oh."
What did you give me? Do you remember?
You must have been I think your vision was also crap. But I think, but you're finishing.
Right. His finishing was 20, but he could hardly see the ball.
Your finishing would have been good. Yeah.
And I do remember there was a certain year where you could be Russian and Diamonds, and they were in the lowest division.
Russian and Diamonds, they're in conference. Yeah,
they were conference, but they had a lot of money. So they had new owners. So it was the team to start with.
Yes.
Does that team even exist anymore? Or Halifax was Premier Manager.
Was another one.
That was a Premier Manager game with the Amiga.
Yeah.
But Russian and Diamonds, I loved it because you had a bit of money, much more than your rivals, and you just buy all these wonder kids.
Yeah.
And Taribo West on free.
Yeah.
You'd always get them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The Cherno Sambas. I love it, man. The wonder kids. Just bombard them for the wonder kids and get all the way to the Premier League. Yeah. Mate, I almost failed college because of that game.
Mate, I did fail college.
You said that, didn't you? You said that before.
Stupid Football Manager games. They're so great, and then I'm back in now.
So there's the guilt. You nearly failed college because of Football Manager.
It's one of those games where you think, I'll just play another half an hour. And you think, yeah.
3 hours go past.
It's 3:00 in the morning. I've got college at 7.
Yeah.
So true.
We've all been there for certain games, haven't we? The one I literally never played like Football Manager, but the one that I got into was Master League on Pro Evo. Was it Pro Evo?
Oh yeah, it was the Master League on Pro Evo. Yeah. You just played a whole season and that.
Yeah,
and
that was kind of, and I'd never, because I got into it because my very long term friend Alan, he was into his football. I used to go in his house, and him and his dad used to play like mini tournaments and stuff. And then I got really into it, even though I didn't know that much about football. And then started playing the Master League, and I was like, these guys are rubbish, but I need to kind of find a way anyway. But yeah, I kind of went from, I was like, I'm never going to play that, and then to playing it, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. But so I suppose the thread of guilt there was you nearly failed college because of Football Manager.
It was. I'm not proud of it. Yeah,
but there we go. Hey.
Hey ho,
we've all got stuff in the closet. There is another category I'm going to wheel out now. We're going to shine a light on for guilty pleasures because we've already uncovered a few, which is interesting. And I'm going to throw up some interesting shouts. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we haven't really covered these types of games in any of our podcasts. Or if we have, they've maybe have been a brief mention here and there or only as part of the
Was Barbie a clue earlier?
So there's still time. I hear you shrieking, indeed there is. But for today, we're going to stop off at this genre and try to get at least the guys in the room here with me to admit they've played some or even just one of these, because they are a real guilty pleasure. When it comes to being middle-aged guys, let's be honest. Yeah. And then back in the day, in the 90s, it was all about cool points at school and, cliques, and you couldn't admit any of that stuff. So let's be honest. We're going to see if you've played or dabbled in any of these.
Okay.
So
go on, play your cards, James.
Picture this, if you will. Okay, it's the late 90s, early 2000s. A time chock full of genre-defining racers, beat-em-ups, RTS games, shooters, you name it. It was the golden age of pretty much gaming.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about games, we're talking about the consoles, the pop culture, everything around them, all the demo discs, the magazines, everything. It was amazing. Let's be honest though, most of the chat and review has been about titles geared towards fellas.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
Given that male gamers made up the vast majority of the market in the 90s and into the early 2000s, that's a fact. That's the way it was. So that, of course, has changed significantly and now sits at a near 50-50 split, believe it or not.
Yeah. Nice.
Which is amazing, which is fantastic. The more the merrier, I say. But back then, there were games geared specifically towards the girls, and they generally followed the now very outdated girly girl model of fashion, pets, design sims, that sort of stuff. But guys, what I want to know is, do any of these old school girly titles appear in any of our libraries?
Go on.
All that we've enjoyed playing, but were petrified of losing man points over to
Hit me, bro. There's got to be some good ones on this list.
So to jog your memory, I'll offer up a few of these classic titles out and see if I can get you to fill in the blanks with the ones you played and, more importantly, enjoyed. Guilty pleasure hashtag. So, starting with a pop culture powerhouse from 1984, we have Barbie on the C64.
Yes. I didn't have a C64.
No, never played it.
So you get to control Barbie and Ken. You get to go out on a date, and you get to select different outfits for the occasion. And in Paul Whitehouse Jazz Club style, Nice. So following on from that, Barbie fashion designer. We've got Barbie nail designer. Barbie riding club, which I'm led to believe was extremely big.
Oh, yeah, that one rings a bell.
Yeah, Barbie riding club.
Barbie riding club,
yep.
Yeah.
I started to look into that and realise this is quite has quite the following. And Secret Agent Barbie as well.
I've heard of that.
I didn't realise quite how many Barbie games there have been. There are literally hundreds.
That deserves its own podcast, surely.
There are so many Barbie games.
Yeah.
And as I say, the inaugural one in 1984.
Yeah.
Wow. 1984.
Yeah, man.
Barbie flying the flag for the lasses. Come on. These were all titles, or majority of the titles were across Game Boy, PS1 and PC in the 80s. Those were all 80s games. And that was, 80s, and some of the later ones, iterations of those, because they obviously ported them, remade them, etc. They did then carry on to the 90s and early 2000s as well. So, but most of those titles there back in the 80s. So, have we ever dipped our toes into any of these lads, or any skated across any Barbie titles?
I kind of want to give Riding Club a go.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
I know Keith spoke about the Spice Girls game, didn't he? And the NSYNC game, but the music pod, but that's obviously not Barbie, but
no,
close-ish, I reckon.
It's just like they sound quite chill. I guess the Barbie games would be quite chill, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Just like dress up and then, I'm going to go on a date with a handsome young fellow.
You can choose your outfit. You can choose the venue.
But then you choose like whether you're going to kiss him or not.
Well,
how in depth does it get? For a 1984 64 game, the C64 game, I don't know.
Let's be honest, there is only one way to find out.
Oh, God, I got to get a C64.
You'll have to play it. So anyone, that's a good time to say to any of the listeners, come on, who's played Barbie?
Yeah.
Who's played any of the Barbie games? Dill wants to know how good Barbie Riding Club is, because he wants to give that a go. And
also whether there's smooching in the 1984 game.
We want to know if there's any smooching going on in the C64 version, because we just have to know, basically. Yeah. I do have a slight... I have to admit something at this point, and I didn't even remember this really until I started looking through the Barbie games. Once upon a time, I did actually have a Game Boy Advance, right? Now that I'd borrowed, I didn't have one, I wish. I borrowed one from a friend.
Yeah.
And this was way back, and would regularly fire up a game, and I actually had to look it up, but I found the name, which was called Barbie Groovy Games.
Really?
I know. I'm literally losing every man point in the book here. Now, it was kind of like a Mario Party style game where you had to arrange things into color order, stack tiles to match a design, etc., but shoot bubbles, that kind of thing. It's very colorful, very genteel, and it kind of fits with what designers of the day sort of deemed necessary to keep gamer girls happy. Why did I play it? Mainly because it was one of those crazy addictive games that I couldn't put down. And did I kind of care at the time, whilst I was shooting bad guys and racing cars on other titles, that I would fire up a Barbie puzzle game? No. I just kind of kept it to myself. And I'd actually partially forgotten about this. I was like, no, hang on a minute. What's that one that was with the bubbles? And I looked it up, and you can look anything up now. Yeah. And I started looking up gameplay. I was like, it was like that. Do you know that sausage advert where he eats the sausage and goes back to his childhood, and he's like, he's like, oh my God, it's like when I was like 8 years old again. So kind of a mini exclusive, because I don't think I've ever admitted playing any Barbie game, and I didn't even really remember. Another big mention, because obviously Barbie massive and still is, and Mattel's worth $5.5 billion now or something, which is insane. And part of that was down to the video games, obviously giving them extra exposure. But another big mention's got to go to a studio called Purple Moon. Nope. Didn't think so. A development company out of California. Now, they operated between only 96 and 99. Okay. Pretty tight time period. And the reason I bring them up is because their content specifically targeted girls age 8 to 14. And this is quite interesting, because obviously there's not many studios that could ever claim that they've done such a demographic. So these were actually categorized as the subgenre. This is a genuine subgenre called girls games.
Right.
There's actually a subgenre called girls games, and a lot of the titles by Purple Moon and a couple of others that I'll go on to are included in this subgenre. It goes as far as even having a preservation society set up that seeks to ensure that original copies, boxes, and associated manuals and paraphernalia survive. That's cool, but it's very niche, isn't it?
Very niche.
And obviously, I'd like to hear from any sort of, guys back in the day who went against the grain and was like, screw it, I'm going to play a Purple Moon game.
Have you got a list?
I'll give you a few. So titles include, you're great with these segues, aren't you? You're great with it. You know
He's
how
on
to
it,
do
mate.
You know,
He's on it.
It's almost as if you've done 300 and something podcasts, isn't it?
Oh,
so
God,
titles include Starfire Soccer Challenge,
Okay.
Rocket's First Dance.
Right.
And Secret Path in the Forest.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm not being funny. They're quite cool names, to be fair.
They're not generally. They don't sound gender specific.
No, they don't. They don't. This was at
it's
a time
not like forest thing for girls.
Parking a tractor under a bridge for girls. Yeah. But I think they sound quite cool, to be honest with you. But they were, I don't think they wanted to give them like overly girly names. I think that it was just known at the time that this studio was producing those types of games.
Fine.
And let's face it, it was in a sea of like masculine racers, shooters, fantasy combat games, blood, gore, you know, full on loud volume music, guns and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, and they sort of seeked to try and carve out a space for girl gamers as they were then with their decision making interactive novels. Yeah. So they were kind of visual interactive novels, which were obviously, well, they became quite popular, to be fair. They were, I'll come on to them in a second, but bearing in mind, I mean, the likes of Japan and Korea, the subgenre has always been absolutely massive. So those kind of visual, RPG type romance drama novels, that sort of thing, historical, massive, absolutely massive. They've never gone away. They've only got bigger.
Yeah, those story games. Yeah.
Yes, in the gaming world, there are countless titles of that ilk that are directly geared towards.
Those also make good YouTube videos.
Yes, and they're geared towards the visual, interactive, romantic novel players and audiences. I seem to remember, and I cannot remember for the life of me which pod it is. So you have to help me out here. I'm sure it was either myself or Keith that mentioned some of these visual story interactive novels, and I can't remember which one it was, but I know we have. Okay. So I'm sure we'll get reminded anyway. But we'll have a think. But we've definitely mentioned them before. So if you remember which one it was, flick back and have a look. And you know, go and see. But that is a huge subgenre.
I just think it reminds me of something. Do you remember I did a whole podcast on Corey in the House?
Yeah, I was thinking, was it on that? Was it on that podcast did you mention?
I might have done, because the people that made Corey in the House, I can't remember the company, but they made a load of shovelware. Yeah. Rubbish, usually Disney or Nick Jr. sort of games. And they weren't all aimed at girls, but quite a few aimed at girls.
Quick buck, get out of there.
Quick buck. Yeah. And actually, you guys don't know this, but I managed to track down the man that was the producer of Corey in the House online. Wow. And I actually contacted him. I thought, this might be quite a good interview. So I put him in Moby Games. I'm not going to say the guy's name. I put him in Moby Games. I thought, actually, this guy's had a weird career. He used to work at Sega, and not amazing games, but I knew that he worked on the Home Alone game on Sega. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We actually have interviewed someone, Michael Latham.
Yeah, does he know Mike?
And I said to him, oh, yeah, we've actually had a friend of ours, Michael Latham. Yeah, we've done a podcast. You know, I'm very sad he's passed away. And then this guy said, oh, yeah, didn't get along with Michael. So I said, what? Screw it. I'm not going to interview them.
Yeah, no.
So I thought it'd be
if you don't get on with Michael, we don't want to talk to you.
So it would have been quite fun to hear about the story of Corey in the House.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it.
No, man. Michael means too much to us.
We've got standards.
We've got standards. So after that, contact was closed.
Smell you later. Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
No naming and shaming, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I forget the guy's name, but...
Our Sega friends probably know who that is, by the way, but we'll probably just let it slide.
Michael's the GOAT.
So if you want to listen to an interesting podcast, go back to our Corey in the House episode.
Yeah, Corey. Oh gosh, don't leave the kids in the room for that one.
It's almost as if he's seen my notes, isn't it, Dylan?
Yeah. Oh, are you going on to Corey in the House?
It's almost as if you know, we'll come anyway. Right. So thinking about all of those types of the Barbie games, you're kind
of shovelware, most of it. Let's be honest.
Visual novels and that sort of kind of thing. All that very sort of, you know, romantic drama-y kind of fashion design, life sim design, that kind of side of things that previously was very much kind of directed at, you know, young teen girls, etc., etc. Back in the day, we simply wouldn't have admitted playing that sort of stuff. No, really. Now, nobody cares. And rightly so. And we'd have probably got our head flushed down the toilet.
The 90s. Yeah.
But so there we have Purple Moon Chaps. The other couple of studios that were as niche that were delivering these types of titles was Her Interactive. No. And obviously Mattel. And Mattel were making the games.
Yeah.
Well. So it's interesting that Mattel ended up obviously being like making games, having given the rights to one or two other people, maybe to do the earlier Barbie.
I think they kind of grow into it. Like initially, you are just going to farm that out, aren't you? But then when you realise that, I can make some. Why am I using this software company when I can just build my own company and put it under Mattel?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just wondering how early they did that. I didn't actually look that up, but it'd be interesting to see how early they went. Hold on a minute, people like these games. The big question is, do these super girly games live on today? You'd think possibly not. But
yeah, because I know the story games do.
They really do. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they're almost a force to be reckoned with on their own.
The Get My Boyfriend or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, those ones.
Due to obviously this is really due to the mobile market, mobile gaming market being as massive as it is. The majority of them sit on the mobile platforms for ease of advertising, game size, which is usually quite small, and accessibility, as it can reach literally hundreds of millions of users of all ages. Now becoming younger than ever. Let's be honest. Be safe out there, people.
Yep.
But there's games now that are things called High School Crush, Modern Princesses, and Extreme Makeover. I almost feel like that's a bit more kind of extreme, but there we go.
Call of Duty meets Makeover.
Call of Makeover.
Extreme. Check out my mascara bomb.
World War Makeover.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, still mainly on mobile. One of the main reasons for that is, of course, is because they just get lost in the sea of big titles on things like Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that. Because let's face it, the stores are very crowded these days.
Yep.
And I was going to mention Game Pass, but I'm not going to because you've already done it.
Thanks.
So there we go. The great news, though, of course, is that female gamers are not simply stuck in the stereotypical jail that is girly games anymore, and now account for a huge portion of players in previously male-dominated genres like shooters, racers, combat games, and happy days, I say to that as well. And actually, there's some really, really good female streamers as well, and they are. I mean, I watch some of these girls on doing some of their streams, and I'm like, I'm never in a million years ever going to be that good at the game.
I know, right?
And they're just so much better than
What's a shame, man? I don't know.
Oh,
I was thinking, we could do like an arcade attack. No. No.
Laughed out the park.
If you wanted to see me fail on like baby mode at many games.
Baby mode!
It'd be funny. It's like, let's just like tune in to see Dill get nowhere on like.
But there's something in that, I think, isn't there?
What? To see me like mess up continually,
to park your tractor under a bridge again,
smash my headset. I don't know, possibly. I mean, I don't know. Would people want to see that? Put your hands up, guys. Get in touch with us.
Tag us. Tell us if you want to see. If you want
us to do streaming, we'll want to do streaming.
If you want to see us epically fail at trying to be good at video games, do it.
And you want to see us do that thing that YouTubers do when they comment on stuff,
yes,
or like watch or play stuff and they comment on it. And you think that would be a good direction for a little side venture for us?
Yes.
Then say, because I've been kind of thinking about it.
Oh, this might be an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
In a way, yeah, but I prefer this type of content. I think this type of content's a bit more creative, isn't it? We lead with our minds rather than the screen.
Well, we lead with our minds and then get taken all over the place and usually go off at wild tangents halfway through, like we've done several times already. But hey, that's what it's all about, you know? So it is worth throwing something in at this juncture that I uncovered very recently in a conversation with our very own Steve, actually. Funnily enough, I have to mention Steve because
he's getting a lot of mentions in the last couple of weeks.
He has, mainly because he's sort of admitted to me that I've never heard this before, recently, something very interesting, where he admitted to me he had a real penchant for Nintendogs back in the day.
Oh, Nintendogs, yeah.
So this is the guy that absolutely adores Metal Gear Solid, Warhammer 40,000, Gran Turismo, and all of those kind of very loud, tactical, male,
freaking Nintendogs,
rally driving games.
What I didn't like about that was that you bought it per breed, didn't you?
That's right. I think so, yes.
So whatever Nintendogs you bought, the one that was on the box or in the thing, you had to have that dog, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
That's cheeky. They're cheeky.
Nintendo
cheeky guys,
being cheeky?
Oh, come on.
Never.
Bloody Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Bloody Nintendo, I tell you.
And he even, this is the best part, I've never heard this, he even told me the name of his dog, which was Clubber.
Clubber Lang the dog.
It reminds me because on my PC I remember getting cats. You remember?
Yes,
they could walk around your desktop. It's,
I think you lent me that as well, didn't you?
They walk around your desktop and they could hit a ball around and they'd see your desktop icons in the background.
I found that really weird.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Slightly intrusive.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know how it did that.
I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it.
Yeah,
so I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Clubber, go away now.
Go away, Clubber. Clubber cat.
Oh dear! I've got to be honest. That is the first time that I've heard about that.
That's harsh. They've been Clubber dog. Don't do that, everyone.
Don't. Thankfully, it wasn't a game called Seals.
Oh God, oh dear.
Clubber Seals. No. We're not having any of that. So I can only assume that he just didn't previously admit that to me because he was like, I don't know how stable our friendship is. But he had a I think it was a Labrador called Clubber.
Wow.
And he loved it. And he loved playing the game.
I bet the Labrador was the highest selling one. If there was like a golden retriever one.
If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember when Nintendogs came out.
2000s.
Yeah,
early 2000s.
Yeah, really that early?
Yeah, I think it's early 2000s.
Nintendogs was early.
On the
2000s.
DS, right? The DS was like early 2000s.
It was, yeah.
I think it was a bit later than that, wasn't it?
Can you imagine the most limited edition now is the XL Bully version?
XL, oh no!
Which is banned in the UK.
You have to stop it ripping people's faces.
You can only get it on like
no, Clubber, stop
on the dark web. It's the dark web version of Nintendogs.
Oh god!
Good god!
Right, I'm looking this up because I just really want to know.
On, Nintendogs. So, I need to see.
You're probably okay. When I said early 2000s, I kind of meant like 2000 and 2003, 2005.
Yeah, I thought it was just a touch, but there we go. So, oh god, yeah, it's had lots.
So you can get a miniature dachshund, golden retriever, beagle, pug, Siberian husky, or a Shih Tzu.
So it wasn't a Labrador. Fine. There was it might have been the golden retriever then, because I remember at the time, because I was in Curry's, which obviously were stocking these to the hilt.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember there was one in particular that it may have been the golden retriever.
It's got to be golden retriever, man. Who doesn't love a golden retriever?
Who doesn't love a golden? But they sold, that was a big seller.
There's one across I think the neighbours across the road have got one, and he keeps on barking at me. I'm like, mate, I want to meet you as well, but your owners look weird. So I'm not going to come and ask to meet you. So you're just going to have to bark at me through the window. Maybe I like wave at him. I do a little dance.
Maybe he's a pod fan.
Yeah, we just loves Arcade Attack.
There you go. Dogs that love, but he wants to him, and this is his kind of euphoria moment where he can listen to Nintendogs.
I love it.
But there we go. There's also a second thing that he reminded me of, and I've completely forgotten about this, mainly because I've never played it. Maybe you two have, which has a boatload of #girl power attached to it. Do you remember Spice World on the PS1?
Keith done a whole. You were there for that.
You were there for that one.
Was I there for that one?
Yeah. Where games and music collide.
Yes, of course. Yes, I remember. Of course I do. But I mean,
it's very shallow, but it was all right. I think I had a demo of it. Yeah, I remember. I said on the pod, I had the demo of it.
But let's face it, it was part of that movement, and it was part of the band.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it was anything but.
I mean,
massive.
Who didn't love the Spice Girls?
Nothing but.
Come on.
It's a bit of Spice Girls. Yeah. We all had a favourite as well.
Ginger, Ovs.
Really?
Yeah, Jerry Halliwell, Ovs.
More of a baby myself.
Okay.
Still
Is that just in real life?
Still have. Yeah, I'm just a baby, yeah. Just a big baby. I've never grown up.
Yeah, no, she never floated. She never floated this much.
I kind of like the blonde.
Yeah.
That's what it was back in the day.
All right. Adrian, who was your favourite Spice Girl?
There we go.
If a Spice Girls song comes on the radio now, I just turn it over. I'm fed up of it.
Oh, wow.
Sick of them.
So how to kill a conversation?
Thanks, Aid. Well, I'm not taking you to the pub.
Or the concert that he's got tickets for now.
Yeah, there goes my Spice Girls ticket.
I just get so annoyed. I just think this is such stupid pop. Play some better music.
They did some good tunes.
I mean,
they did some good tunes.
Hold on.
Are we gonna?
My patience has waned thin with the Spice Girls. I've decided.
"To Become One" is one of the greatest songs ever made.
Deal. He's got to that age. He's got to the age.
He's been in it off now.
Yeah, he's been in it off.
I'm sorry, he's gone full circle and gone back to where you had to just diss the Spice.
I'm too cool for Spice.
Do you remember me having like a little Ginger Spice badge that I found in like one of the form rooms, and I just literally wore it for the whole of the fourth year, and like no one even said anything. I was like, yeah,
what are you gonna do about it?
And what? Ginger Spice, mate. And what?
And what?
Yeah, and what?
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? And that had a Union Jack on it. I was flying Union Jacks before this stupid craze took over. I was doing that in 1995, 1996.
There you go. But there we go.
Anyway.
Maybe Deal. Maybe it's a bluff. Maybe he doesn't want to admit that he actually loves it.
Yeah, I think
maybe I've got a secret tattoo hidden.
I reckon
he's got girl power with the V sign on his what's it?
I reckon Adrian would like a bit of Scary Spice because he likes being scared.
Couldn't handle that.
Scary Spice.
So, I think it's safe to say, though, we've all had a go at some girly games. And I've got my Barbie party games, yes.
Well, one of my guilty pleasures.
Groovy games, should I say.
One of my guilty pleasures, some people do say is a girly game, and I will take umbrage with that.
Do it.
Oh, we're going to talk about it. Are we talking about Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Spill it.
Are we going to talk about Animal Crossing?
Now's as good a time as any before I move on to my next category.
So, if you look at the early Animal Crossings, they were definitely either aimed at not old men, definitely children, and or definitely not old men, right?
Yeah, because the first ever was released on the GameCube, and it was, I think, targeted to females or young children, and or a bit of both.
Yeah. So if you were like, when I used to be on Twitter quite a lot, I used to see some of this animosity towards the Animal Crossing crew, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you, sir? Because even though I've only played one Animal Crossing game, I've put so many hours into it. I'll tell you the story. the year is 2020.
Oh,
my ex has broken her knee because some pillock pushed a guy into her in Tesco supermarket.
Ouch.
So I had to move back in, obviously, because my son was only little at the time. He was only two years old. And obviously she couldn't just look after him by herself. So I was like, right, I'll move back in for a bit, much to the chagrin of my girlfriend. But fair play, she put up with it and we did it. So I was over there and, you know, we're still mates, but we weren't like hanging out-y kind of mates. So she'd be in like the front room, like all like put a broken leg up or whatever and be watching whatever. And I'd be like, oh, I haven't got any of my systems here anymore. And I've got nothing. I can't be bothered bringing stuff over from my flat or anything. So I was like, I think it's about time I treated myself to a Switch. So this was Christmas 2020. So I was like, right, okay. I'm going to go and try and buy a Switch. And if anyone are listening to this knows what it was like to buy a Switch that Christmas, fucking, there was
two
none
hopes
anywhere.
And one of them's Bob.
Never
was left out.
Yeah, there was none. And there was the only one that was left, and there was only a few of them left, was that special edition Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Which you guys are looking
Which we can see right
which you
now.
can see in my living room. Proud as day. I mean, looking at that picture of the raccoons, right?
Yeah.
That does not appeal to an old stinky man, does it?
We're now stinky as well.
But I thought,
Tom Nook.
because it was actually, if you look at like the pricing and stuff online, they were a little bit cheaper than how the normal Switches were that were going out there.
Yeah, they were, I think, yeah.
Because they didn't come with the game, but this came with like the code for New Horizons. So I was like, oh, okay. So I first got it, and then I went on the eShop and just got loads of indie games and things, all get like retro stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. But I thought, I mean, I did get this game for free. I mean, you have to pay like 40 quid for this game, so I might as well just like,
let's see what it's all about.
I could have just sold the code in retrospect, but then I was like, oh, well, I'll just put it on and see what it's like. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm talking to a raccoon guy. What's he want me to do? He's giving me some bells or something. Okay. All right. I've got my own little island, have I? Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. It's inhabited by like people and animals and things. That's quite cool. It's a bit cutesy, isn't it? It's a little bit cutesy. I mean, I'll probably put this down tomorrow. 5 hours later, I was like,
you're still there chipping away.
Must make the bridge.
Rebecca's
fund the museum.
Rebecca's like, oh, Dill, I'm going to bed now. You going to bed? I'll be like, no, I'm addicted to. I have to save up enough bells to extend my house.
Crack open the Red Bull.
I was like, nope.
You're in debt to a raccoon.
You and the kid go to bed. I'm playing this. Oh man, and I played it so much. I played it like crazy amount.
And it was around the time of COVID, wasn't it? So lockdown a lot.
And there was a bit where I did. I went to Becca's Island, or Becca came to. Yeah.
My wife absolutely adores the Animal Crossing games, and she's played all of them since the Wii version. And I think she invited you over, didn't she? On the islands, and back and forth.
So I can like check out the island and see what like resources she's got. And I was like, oh, she got more.
She's gave you peaches and pineapples and whatnot. I was
like, wow, I don't have all of this stuff. I did get it though.
Yeah.
I played. The problem with that game is,
did you know that?
The problem with that game is it is finite. Like you can only extend your island so much before it kind of gets really repetitive. So when you kind of do it as like, they haven't really thought ahead, because if they, for the next one, hopefully on Switch 2, hopefully there will be one, that there'll be a bit more open worldy. You can kind of stretch out, because it only really expanded by going to other people's islands.
But you still had the things you had to collect, all the different fish, all the different bugs.
I did all of that. Like I'm literally like did all the stuff in the sea.
Damn man, he's deep.
He's deep. He's done
man,
it.
I was in deep. And then they had that Nintendo subscription thing that gave you the N64 stuff. So I got, I was basically doing for the N64 things, and then that Animal Crossing thing came as a side. And it was just like taking pictures of things and stuff like that.
Building houses for people, wasn't it?
Building houses for people. It didn't really expand the game, I think. I think it was poor.
Okay.
I'm going to put it out there. I thought it was poor.
But I'm a fan of the game too.
But yeah, good. But if I went online now, there'd be a whole tirade of hate against me just for liking Animal Crossing as an old man. But that's a guilty pleasure. But
it's one of the most guilty if you follow the haters, which we don't.
No.
And I've got a feeling, do you remember Animal Crossing came out on the same day as Doom, the updated Doom came out. I believe it was on the same day. And it was like, oh, look, the two crazy worlds are colliding.
Head to head.
And they actually, I think they had not a collab, but they had a bit of a friendly banter with each other, Doom and Nintendo. And I think that was quite clever.
I found that Doom really boring. I know we're going a bit of a segue, but it was just like, stun an enemy, kick him, shoot him, repeat.
You'd rather be expanding your island.
I thought that mate, I thought that the Doom, I think probably Doom Eternal, did it come out in 2020? Because I think other Doom came out a bit before that.
Yeah, I think
they're so both boring, and I used to love Doom. I found
there
both
we go.
of those
How the mighty can fall.
Animal Crossing, way better than both of those, in my opinion.
And it's quite fun to watch other people play it. I enjoyed watching my wife play it.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm like, I kind of want to play as well. And she said, fine, you can build a house on my island. I'm obviously the main person. She let me have my own little house. Yeah. But she used to tell me off. She said, you got cockroaches in your house. What are you doing? Look after your house a bit more. I'm like, well, okay, sorry.
Enter smelly old man.
If you don't play the game if you load up your games now, Dylan, you probably have got cockroaches. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I can't do that now.
Oh dear,
I can't do it.
He's not going to do it. He's going to leave it where it was.
It's been a couple of years since
I think in the older games, if you didn't play the game too long, a lot of your inhabitants, your animal friends, would have left, and new ones would have turned up. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Yeah.
I had a weird, ugly elephant before or whatever.
Yeah, it's nice seeing them hang around your island and stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
So, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
A game meant for the young whippersnappers.
And
the slightly more genteel. And
not smelly old men.
But there you go. But that begs the question, how many of us, #smelly old men, have enjoyed a game of Animal Crossing?
Me.
There you go. And that's
so that
if we apply that to the population,
I've never played it, but it's 2/3 majority in here.
66% of men play Animal Crossing.
There we are.
Yeah.
So what can we say? The stats don't lie. We're always right. Our rankings are right. Our stats are right. What can we say?
Definitive, mate.
Absolutely definitive.
Yeah.
So that leads me nicely onto the conclusion of that kind of little section, which is essentially we've all had a go at some girly games. We've all had a go at those genteel sort of kind of games that maybe weren't targeted at us, and it left us wondering if we should ask our friends if they played them or not for fear of maybe losing some cool points. But to be honest, the bottom line is we've got to that age. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. My bottom line on this section is play those games, broaden those horizons, and have fun.
Yes. Please
do it. Play whatever game you want, whenever you want. Just do it. And have fun. We don't necessarily find our ultimate guilty pleasure sitting within girly games back in the day. So we continue our quest for the ultimate guilty pleasure in gaming and therefore onto another category to see what we can uncover. Our next stop is onto the murky business of loving a universally hated or poorly reviewed game. Yes. This will no doubt throw up some conversation. So let's face it. There are stacks of absolute stinkers out there.
Yeah.
Like Superman 64.
No, that is not one of your guilty pleasures.
And it's insanely fiddly controls, not mine.
Oh, God.
But I did find some evidence to suggest there are some people that have admitted online that they do quite like
wow,
it.
I found that was horrible.
Oh, yes. It's one of the worst rated games ever. Or, I'm going to bait Adrian here, maybe the Zelda games.
Which ones?
Released on the Philips CDI.
Exactly. They're the only stinkers in my eyes.
I had him almost for a moment there. You could see his eyes going, sorry, you're not my friend anymore.
Does Darren have any of the Zelda games, does he? I hope he does. If he does, I want it, Darren.
You've got to break into his mum's house and get him out of there. Yeah.
So, Darren, if you've got the old Zelda game, you're probably in a small fortune there.
Yeah, man.
We're talking the likes of Faces of Evil and the Wand of Gamelon.
What?
Yeah, that is a Zelda.
The Philips CDI.
Is that Gamelon? Is it Ganon?
Ganon. That's the spelling I got.
Gamelon.
I could be wrong. Gamelon. And apparently it was totally lackluster gameplay, slapdash rendering, and most notably the running joke is that Link's features wobble all over his face.
Oh, wow.
So he doesn't actually have his features don't sit in situ. They kind of move around his face.
Oh, God.
Which is really
Maybe
weird.
it's a weird sort of Hyrule curse. A little bit. Well, there's a Deku tree, but he has to get rid of this curse. Maybe it's quite a deep game, really.
It's quite deep.
Well, apparently...
just wobbly face.
Apparently that is one of the kind of running themes is that people take the mick out of it for those wobbly facial features.
Wow.
But I mean, you may even have a deep-rooted love for E.T. on the Atari 2600.
Yep.
Which we know is widely considered one of, if not the worst video game of all time.
Also one of the most mentioned games on our podcast.
Absolutely. Well, if you don't know what I'm going on about, first of all, Google is your friend.
Yeah.
Do have a look it up. And if you don't know the story behind it, it's brilliant. And also the interview.
Yep, we got.
Well,
Who did we interview? Who did you interview?
Well, Howard Scott Warshaw, but the amount of times I was told off, well, technically, that's not the reason why the game industry. I've been told that probably about 500 times. Well, actually, it's not the reason why Europe did okay, only the US.
Okay. Well, I mean, bless him, but also funny.
It's interesting.
I've been told off that many times.
Yeah, you've been told off a lot by interviewers.
Well, imagine how many times he's been told off.
No, when I posted the interview out, I used to say, this is the reason why the video game crashed. Atari killed the video games. I'm like, no, actually, it's not the reason. So I've got thick skin.
I get slagged off on the internet all the time. I usually just bait people on Facebook.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I bite, very rarely. So sometimes other people bite, and I'm just sitting there going, "Get the popcorn out, lads! This is brilliant."
My mum always comments in your post. You know,
I know, right?
Oh,
I do know many people.
That's what these things do to people, isn't it? That's what these things do to people. But two things I would say: first of all, go listen to the interview. So go and have it, because that is an really interesting interview. But also, if you haven't looked at the actual story around how the video game crash happened and all that, and what part E.T. kind of played, then definitely go and look at that, because if you're into your kind of video game history, you will absolutely love that. But yeah, go and have a listen to the interview as well. So chaps, before I sort of delve deeper into some of the titles, get down to the nitty gritty, that have carried the worst rated torch over the years that we may actually love playing. And I have found evidence on the internet to suggest as such. What I want to know is, what stinkers have you got a bit of love for and want to share with the group for potentially the first time, if not
for the first time.
Well, no, but it doesn't have to be, because it could be listeners, maybe new listeners that don't know.
Okay, well, look back through our back catalogue and you'll see
loads.
You'll see that I quite like a game that was once given like 5%. Was it given 5%? I feel like it was, wasn't it?
5%?
Yeah. Rise of the Robots.
Oh, yes, right.
People hate that game.
I feel like that interviewer possibly was a little bit disgruntled as to how it came out to give it 5%. Yeah. I think it's probably worth about 50%, I'd say. But still, that's for me, someone who likes it. But I used to love that game. And because I had the A1200, the Amiga A1200 version, with the better graphics and the better animation, and it had all the cut scenes that were taken out of the loads of the other versions. And it was just, I still love it to this day. Although I did play it the other day and I completed it in 10 minutes.
Oh, well done.
Because that Amiga version, you can just spam kick a Cyborg and just win and just beat it. Yeah. So that was a bit annoying. But
it's got a place in your heart. Let's face it,
Absolutely.
It's against the grain.
Yeah,
it's a Shawshank Redemption moment.
Yeah.
When it came out, critics hated it.
Yeah.
But look at now, it now.
It's
Best
like
movie
people still hate.
All the time. Well, look at IMDb would disagree with you.
Yeah.
But Rise of Robots.
That's my main one, I'd say. There was poorly
That's a good
rated.
shout.
Yeah.
Age?
Well, I mentioned kind of before, like Body Blows. I quite enjoyed.
Yeah, Body Blows wasn't greatly rated.
Weird.
No, sometimes I think the first didn't Body Blows Galactic or something get like quite 80%.
That got better reviews. Yeah, I also quite enjoyed Weird Dreams, but that had very mixed reviews. But that I did enjoy that game back in the old days.
Yeah.
Even games like Beat Our Brothers. What was that platform game that I always really liked? People didn't seem to like it that much. The cool guy with the glasses. Why is it left my brain?
Glasses. I don't know.
A little kid.
Oh, Kid Chameleon.
No, not Kid Chameleon.
Kid Chameleon was
he could blow bubbles, and he was a Bitmap Brothers character.
Oh, so
Magic Pockets, that's it.
Magic Pockets.
I really enjoyed that game, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's not that good a platform." Well, I disagree. I had a lot of time with it.
I think that was bundled with one of the Amiga bundles, wasn't it, Magic?
Quite possibly.
I don't. You brought me on to another one of your guilty pleasures.
Oh yeah.
Which me and Keith definitely took umbrage with. Double Dragon 3.
Oh, yeah, it's
not
true.
double, no.
It's true.
You're the only person who liked Double Dragon.
Do you know what? We nearly had a full-on bust-up during that pod, because I did the Double Dragon pod, and you basically professed your love for that.
Because I told you,
I can't even look at you right now.
I know. Yeah, I actually think it's a half decent game, and I defend. Listen to the pod. There's reasons why I like it. You know why?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. He's just struggling to agree with you right now.
I will dig out the Amiga version because I've only played the Mega Drive version, and if you look at our YouTube channel, I think years and years ago, me and Keith did like a walkthrough review of it, and we were just like, "What on earth are we doing with our lives playing this?" That was like a streaming-y kind of thing. We used to do that kind of thing right at the beginning days.
We did.
Before we did the podcast.
So we've got out. So one of our documented guilty pleasures is a Double Dragon 3 walkthrough.
Yeah, but you'll find that me and Keith did not like it.
Fair enough.
And we would say every 5 minutes how terrible it was.
So just guilty, not pleasure.
It was just guilty. Just guilt. Yeah.
I've actually got one. It's probably going to hack Adrian off a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
He probably loves it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Mine's actually, and this goes against the grain, it's Simpsons Wrestling, 2001.
Oh, that was bad. That was all the wonky camera and everything. I was just like...
Now, I am not as massive of a Simpsons fan as you are. You are like the ultimate Simpsons fan. I mean, I get most, because you're the ones that says most of the memes on the Arcade Attack on the Messenger. But I know you guys absolutely love it. But I used to watch it kind of like intermittently now and then. We always used to watch it around your house as well. So I was kind of like a fan, but I wasn't like a diehard. Do you know what I mean? And obviously the original arcade game is just like up on the pedestal, isn't it? So, but I played it and I kind of I thought it was quite fun and like colourful, and I thought it kind of looked and felt like Simpsons, but obviously it was like some time after that I realised that everyone hated it.
Yeah,
because
it was unplayable.
Well, apparently the controls were shocking.
Yeah.
Very unbalanced gameplay.
Yeah.
And the need for constant button mashing.
Yeah.
It was just constant bang, bang, bang like that. It's got a 41% aggregate score.
Yeah.
It has since had some uptick, but it's only really because it's become collectible. So really, it's not about the gameplay, it's all about the value. But it remains the poorest reviewed Simpsons game. One of, if not the poorest reviewed.
There's been a few stinkers.
Yeah.
So
Bart versus Space Mutants, which I think you like, isn't it, as well, isn't it?
do you know what? There's another one, I mean, it is rock hard.
I used to play it a lot on the Amiga.
Hard. And I played it on the NES, and it is very hard. But do you know what? I kind of like it. I know it goes against the grain, but I kind of like it. I'm going to say it.
And another game like Captain Planet. I remember that pod years ago. I like that game on the Amiga.
Captain
there you go. It's all
Planet.
coming out of now.
It's all bleeding out of our veins.
Captain Planet on the Amiga.
This is a safe space. It's time to cough it. But I kind of it's kind of silly. It's fun in its own way. And to be fair, it's the only kind of like game where the creator probably looked at it and actually had a laugh at themselves for how kind of iffy it was. But yeah, it's kind of got that weird cult status now where, it's kind of one of the more recognizable Simpsons games purely because it was not a great game in a sea of otherwise very good Simpsons games. So, plus when you compare it to the arcade game, I mean, let's be honest, the arcade game's one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest, potentially. I want to mention a few other rock-bottom reviewed titles that have a bit of a cult following, and that I have in fact found some Reddit posts saying that they actually like the game, and they definitely fit into our little guilty pleasures box. Pac-Man
On the Atari.
Hey, there was what? I baited him again.
Todd Fry made that. And again, it's in the archives. It's hard. It was a hard job getting that game on the Atari 2600.
Well, this is the kind of the coin toss, yeah? Instead of the genre-defining arcade game that we all know and love, we are indeed talking about the 2600 port from 1982. Mm-hmm. The general opinion is that it sucked then and it still sucks now. Limitations on the console meant ghosts flickered and were limited to one at a time. Mazes were vastly more simple than the arcade and everything was just very difficult to see. That said, there are several threads on chat forums that praise the title for taking on the port in the first place.
Nice.
And there are those that say, look, I enjoy it because it's quirky. It's kind of, it's a bit of retro history in it. It is, but let's be, I don't know. I don't know if you can genuinely admit liking something like that. But
no.
My view was when I was reading these posts, which are quite a few that I went through to get this flavour of because I had to find games that were really bad, but I found people that liked them. And because that's quite hard to admit, to be fair, when it's like universally hated, to be that kind of person to say, actually, I quite like it. It's not easy, especially on the internet. Like you say, you get absolutely slaughtered, don't you? It does sound almost in a little bit of a backhanded kind of cloak and dagger way. Yeah. How they've sort of praised it, but given how poor the version was, it definitely qualifies for our guilty pleasures category. Does it not, chaps? I am going to keep the wagon rolling now. This one's going to surprise you, and I am kind of half glad that Keith's not here because he would definitely shoot me.
What is
I'm going to keep the wagon rolling with a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Uh-oh.
And before you call the Carabinieri to detain me for crimes against gaming, there is a caveat to this.
There are some bad ones.
Of course, I'm not talking about the 90s masterpieces that brought us our favourite Speedy Blue Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I'm instead talking about Sonic 06.
Yeah, man, that is some kind of.
It was released on the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, there were some classic titles that got a very poor rework on PS3 and 360. And indeed, it was released in 2006. The headline issues, poor level design, sensitive controls, overly sensitive controls, terrible camera angles, numerous glitches, and poor storyline.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of the headline stuff. Yeah. It was basically panned from most of the gaming community. But once again, though, there are some threads out there of people saying they loved it for its quirkiness.
Now, it's a Sonic game.
Is it a 3D Sonic game?
Yeah, it's a 3D Sonic game, isn't it? So it's like, I put a lot of that. It's a bit like Bubsy 3D. You know, like how Bubsy 3D.
You guys
really set the groundwork for Siphon Filter and its many successful sequels. That did the same with the later Sonic 3D games.
Yes.
So it just.
And I've got a game that I think me and Dylan both like, actually, and it's quite panned. Fighting Force. Remember that?
I liked Fighting Force, the first one.
Hey,
but the second one was.
I haven't played the second one.
I really enjoy Fighting Force, and I never played the second one, so I'm relying on you guys. Yeah, Fighting Force I thought was great.
It was. I don't think it was the best thing since sliced bread, but it was the nearest thing we had to a Streets of Rage 3D.
3D.
Thing, but
I enjoyed it.
But then they were just like, oh, let's just bin that off for the sequel and just have it as one guy, really awkward levels, can't jump anywhere, can't do anything. All right.
Let's take everything great about the first game.
Yeah, and
get rid of it.
And just not do it.
And do something different.
So, Fighting Force 1 was all right. Guilty pleasure.
So, does anyone... there we go. Tag us in the socials. Does anyone like Fighting Force 2?
Oh, gosh.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the warts and all here. We're not looking for niceness.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is when someone describes a game as quirky, it's essentially covering a bad game by making it sound unique.
It's like someone who goes to a party goes, "I'm really weird, me." When they say that's the sort of
I'm really out there, me. Yeah,
and people call me crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh no!
But nevertheless, it's another entry into the Guilty Pleasure Hall of Fame and up for our Ultimate Guilty Pleasures Award, as there are people who, albeit reluctantly, have admitted in enjoying it. So Sonic 06, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there are people, diehard Sonic fans will probably say, oh, it's part of the canon. Or it's part of the...
I mean, I don't know any, but I'm sure there are some out there. Like
there must be, but as I say, I did see people, albeit in kind of relatively hidden threads, admitting that they enjoyed the game. So if you're going to say you enjoy it and it was universally panned, I'm putting it in the Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah.
So, finally on this particular category, I couldn't move through without mentioning a game which took one of our previous pods by storm. A game which is one of the worst titles out there on every front and would have been the ultimate guilty pleasure to even admit playing, let alone enjoying or loving. Yet people do. The simple fact is, though, that on the face of it, at least, the game I'm about to reveal went from obscure small title release to positive review influx and continues to do so years after publication. Any ideas?
We mentioned it already.
Of course we have.
Corey in the house.
I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a double standard here, and I'll come on to that. It's on the DS. It's from 98. If you haven't listened to the pod, do it because we wet ourselves laughing with the reviews. It is one of the ones I remember forever and a day.
Oh, yes. Keep the kids out of the room for that one, guys.
NSFW, that one. Yeah. So, there's a warning on that one, but it is hilarious. And it's in amongst a bunch of other shocking and divisive games as well.
Yeah.
Well worth checking that one out because I thought that was a great job you did with that.
It was a funny one.
It was such a great pod. But this, for those that don't know, where have you been? But I'm going to fill in a little bit. This game has to be seen to be believed as, let's take the mask off for 1 second. One of the worst games in history of gaming, full stop. Yeah. I know I shouldn't be bad mouthing because there's so many people that love it. Yeah. And there's loads of people that love Corey. Corey is what?
Corey is love.
Life. Corey is love. But someone has to say it. The funny thing is, though, if someone actually genuinely loves this game, they wouldn't actually ever be able to prove it.
No, it's true though.
Due to the running joke of it having a 9.3 Metacritic score and thousands of gushing, admiring reviews.
Yeah.
Reviews that, let's be honest, are wholly tongue-in-cheek, but top draw reviews nonetheless. Therefore, Corey in the House has got itself into a position of being a guilty pleasure without being able to prove it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because of the backdrop of thousands of
reviews.
reviews.
If you ever feel a bit sad or glum and you need a bit of cheering up, just read some of these reviews. They're absolutely.
They are really.
Some of them are like novels. They're
gold.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It got me thinking because I thought I wasn't necessarily going to mention it because it popped into my head, and I thought, hold on. If you like the game, you can't say you like it because people just go, "Oh, yeah, of course you do. Yeah, of course you do." And you sit there going, "No, I really do. Oh, he's a good one, this one, isn't he?" So you can't actually get away with genuinely saying you love it. So I thought that was a bit of a weird catch-22 there.
Yeah, nice, interesting.
For real, none of us actually like it though.
Well, Adrian says it's not a good game.
I played it for 2 hours, and that was 2 hours I'm never going to get back in my life.
I am impressed that you played it for 2 hours. Other titles in the absolute stinkers guilty pleasures bag: Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah,
that's been panned.
Actually, maybe a future episode you might hear about that game a bit more with a certain person that worked on that game and give some interesting backstory on that particular title.
Interesting.
So, but again, there is love for it. There is love for it. People like it. People say they preferred it to other Duke Nukem games. Hey, look, you know, that goes in the guilty pleasure. Funny you mentioned Bubsy 3D because that was on my list as well. You guys are great. You just know everything.
I'm sorry. But Bubsy 3D, again, go on, carry on.
No, but go on. Bubsy.
If it wasn't for Bubsy 3D, which is a really quirky game, we wouldn't have Siphon Filter. So,
there you go.
You know, you got to take the rough with the smooth, I think.
Exactly
and
that.
This is my little, and I much prefer Siphon Filter to Metal Gear Solid. So eat that, Steve.
There you go.
Eat that, Steve.
Yeah, he knows you. Yeah, he knows. He knows. We don't need to keep telling him. We're just going to replay that episode, I think, again and again. But yeah, Duke Nukem Forever, Bubsy 3D, Resident Evil.
The shooty ones.
6.
Oh, Resident Evil 6, shut up. I play all the other ones. It's stupid. Oh my God, it's so dull.
There you go.
It's like incredibly dull.
But people love it.
For Resi fans,
yeah,
they'll be like, oh yeah, fine.
I had to, and again, I was looking at these I was cross-referencing games had, Reddit posts or whatever that were basically saying, oh no, I love it because of this and this.
I just can't.
Do you want another one?
Yeah.
Shaq Fu.
Oh yeah, that's the
Shaq Fu.
And I mean, we could go on for ages.
But Shaq Fu, because I played that a few years ago, wasn't that bad.
Hashtag guilty pleasure.
It was like the collision detection and everything was okay. It was just a bit dull. It wasn't like this. Wasn't the worst game I'd ever played in my whole life.
Can you deal with a dull fighting game?
No, I guess you can't.
No, I think that's pretty much answered that question. But that's probably why it was so badly reviewed. But yeah, again, people kind of bringing it up as I really enjoy it. So hey, look, each to their own. But I mean, online chat forums, we've had a look. I've cross-referenced all this stuff, and there's people on there, and it just starts full-scale war because you've got people going, no, 100 people going, it's terrible, and one person going, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. This game's great, and it's great. You just sit back and get the popcorn out. So
yeah, man.
But gamers can be fickle, can't they? Let's be honest.
Oh my God, we are a fickle bloody bunch.
We are
indeed. I don't mind admitting that.
So I thought I would just very briefly share a couple of replies to Reddit posts. And having asked the question of, are there any particular games or studios or series of games or whatever that are generally considered
You've asked this.
poop? No, I didn't ask. So, well, we've got one from X. Ooh. We have got a reply which is quite good from X.
A controversial comment on X?
Yes,
never.
No, good lord,
no.
One that made it through the algorithm. Oh, shut up, James. Anyway, so we've got there's two that I spotted from Reddit from a slightly older post. Yeah. Right, this is brilliant. I absolutely love this. Right, I'm going to have to mute part of it. Someone put. And it says the question basically is what game or series do you love? Yeah. But in fact is universally, and why, etc., etc., etc. Or you've got a conflicted opinion on.
Yeah.
It says here, Ark Survival Evolved. F that game, F that company, and F that publisher. They're all garbage. They're all garbage. 1,000 plus hours played. I thought it was brilliant. So essentially, why is this? They play so much of it, but they still hate it.
Oh God.
Anyway, I don't really get that, but there we go. I thought it's hilarious.
Yeah, that is funny.
We've got no Keith to ask about because he's a bit of a Castlevania kind of encyclopedia, is he not? Yeah. Castlevania Lament of Innocence.
What?
Yes.
Don't even know what that is.
Apparently was panned for its lack of environment variety and constant cut and paste rooms and hallways.
Okay.
They were right to call that out. However, I love it because the gameplay, the pacing and the music and the atmosphere are all on point and all is in bold. So
Holy
that
jeez.
person really loves Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I've no idea. I didn't even look up what platform it's on. It's terrible. But yeah, apparently critics put it in the bin and this guy really loves it. So
Wow.
I actually asked the question as well, and JLaw83 said about Clive Barker's Jericho. The game caught a lot of flack when it came out, but I really liked it, although the ending was arse.
The ending was arse.
So he loved the game.
Yeah.
He liked the way it kind of presented itself. He didn't like the ending, but that's his guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Clive Barker obviously made the Hellraiser games.
Yes.
And obviously Hellraiser films, I should say.
Yes, fair films, yeah.
They're making a new Hellraiser game.
They are indeed.
And it does look very good.
Yeah.
I can't...
Single player game, mate. Just saying.
That's okay. Done.
Deal's in. Deal's in.
Done.
No more Animal Crossing for him.
No Animal Crossing. It's gone.
So, games that have been universally panned by critics and the general public alike, but still have a following today, certainly do fit into our guilty pleasures category due to the overwhelming pressure from the gaming community to hate a title, but you go ahead and enjoy it regardless.
Yeah.
We can't really put that into the mix because, hey, just play it. Just play it, enjoy it. Who cares what anyone else says, yeah? So we move on to our final category to try and uncover the ultimate guilty gaming pleasure.
Yes.
So up till this point, we've had games that cost us cool points as totally rad schoolboys. Yeah. Work-based nerd fests like Power Wash Sim and games so bad they went straight to the bargain bin, but we loved them anyway.
Oh my jeez.
What's left, I hear you ask? Well, I will tell you. First, I want you to picture back in the day when you didn't have to pay council tax, shopping bills, and you had a top-notch social life. You know,
Yeah.
social diary was full up. Yeah, we all remember those days,
Yeah,
don't we?
sort of.
Yep, I'm talking about living at home with your parents.
Yeah, man.
It's Saturday afternoon. You've got Final Fantasy VII in full swing.
Yeah.
And you're trying your hardest to create a golden chocobo to go and get the Knights of Round Song.
God, yes.
6, 8, or more hours simply fly by.
Yeah, man.
And then you get it in the ear from one of your parents about being lazy, not having done anything around the house all day.
Yeah.
Go and get some sun, they shout.
Yeah.
Did you feel guilty? Maybe a little. Maybe a little. Maybe not at all.
I really didn't.
I'm trying to get Russian and Diamonds promoted, Mum. Leave me alone.
I need to get
Yes.
Russian and Diamonds promoted, for the love of God.
I've spent 12 hours today on this. So these days, in my experience, I feel guilty if I just sit on the chair by my TV that has the Xbox hooks up to it in the dining room
Yeah, man.
without even turning it on. How times change, eh? How times change.
Truth that.
So I therefore arrive at our final category to try and find the ultimate guilty gaming pleasure. And it is unholy amount of hours spent playing a title or game. Let's face it, chaps. We've all been there with what many would consider a crazy amount of time put into a game.
Yeah.
What is ours, boys?
That reminds me of manager games.
How many? Right. Well,
It
any
did it in
idea
days.
on what you
the
used
worst thing about Football
Go on.
Manager
It
is that
tells
when
you-
you go on the stats thing, it shows you how many days you've been on it, and not how many days you've actually logged on it. How many minutes and hours add to the days, and it
Well,
was
it tracks your time.
mate. Yeah, and then if you do like with a Football Manager, you kind of want to keep going to see like how your manager gets on, and because you see like your world. Not ranking, but your status
Performance.
in the world. So you
essentially,
kind
I
of
think
want
it is,
to build up. Be like, oh, you know, you want to talk about your career as a football manager. And I got Southampton promoted, and I went to the Conference League, and I did all these amazing things. Southampton never played in Europe before, and I did it. And you did all these other things. But then if like you do like about 20 seasons, and then you look at the thing, you're like, oh my God, I've spent an actual like 2 weeks of my life just on this game. Yeah,
When you, it's one of those ones when you actually look at the times racked up.
yeah.
Do you know the irony, actually? Sorry, the current manager of Southampton, he originally got his first job in football
Oh,
from
well, still.
that, isn't it?
Yeah,
So there's a bit of a link there.
That is fun. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I chose Southampton. Who knows?
There you
But-
go.
So it wasn't a waste of his hours.
No.
It got him
He's
a
now
bum old job.
actually, I don't know how Southampton are doing in the league. But
So all the rest of us can class it as a guilty pleasure. He can't because it got him a job.
yeah.
Well,
So go on,
Mate, yeah.
I mean, you've already said you spent a crazy amount of time.
there is a game I play quite a lot, and I've spoken about it before on the pod. It's obviously Rocket League, and I kind of
Yeah.
think to myself, I've had a hard day at work. You know, it's just Becca's in the bath. The kids are upstairs. I've got a few minutes. Should I play Quake? Should I put something on the Switch? You know, I haven't got that long. I'll play a game Rocket League, play another game, and I'll put about half an hour in, and I look at my mate, I've played it too much. It too much. I'm not even that. I'm still stupid gold. I'm not even that good at the game. Yeah. Just admit to yourself you're not good.
It's so hard though, and like I played with Josh, my brother, for those who don't know, and we go online and stuff, and you have like one like okay game where you're like, oh, we done all right, and then you get absolutely flattened in the next 10, and I'm like, this isn't fun. I'm not playing this anymore.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, why are you doing this to me?
Our friend Dave, I'm not going to say his surname, but we used to play the game together.
I knew it was Dave who used to play with you.
But he got so angry with it. He said, I've uninstalled it from my computer. It gets me so angry. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can see why.
And then the next day he texts you going, you on tonight?
He did once actually, yeah. He sort of played,
oh my God. So you two is almost certainly going to be your Football Manager game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you
GTA as well.
GTA. Oh my God. Vice City for me.
Well, they all had one of those counters actually.
Oh,
so Vice City, obviously GTA 4, everyone keeps picking me on for liking GTA 4. Oh, there was another one on San Andreas.
Yeah, honestly,
if you could just waste days and days and days playing those games.
I literally used to drive around, right, and just going to like the nightclub, going to like my house and stuff, and just chilling to 80s ballads.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Vice City was something else now. You could say it was a vice. A gaming Vice
City.
A gaming Vice, a gaming Guilty
Pleasure. A gaming Vice of Vice City.
I've got a game on my mobile. I've only got one game on my mobile actually, and I play it too much as well. It's just called Score Match, I think. Yeah, it's a football game, and you play against real people around the world.
Right.
And it's like you flick the ball here, just pass it to each other. It's 11 aside.
Yeah.
And it's quite a fun little game, but I played it too much.
Is it like Mobile Subutio?
Yeah, but you can sort of put curl on the ball and stuff. Yeah. Just stop playing these silly games.
Didn't Rob say that he used to be like Candy Crush?
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, that is a Candy Crush and Candy Crush Soda. I did play those for a little bit, but they got bored. I got bored of those pretty quickly, but I did have those on my phone.
That's why games like Wordle are quite clever, because you play it, and if you play it, you've kind of done it for 5 minutes every day.
Yeah.
And you can't play it for like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
Well, if you're playing Wordle for 5 or 6 hours, I think you should get a dictionary personally.
Yeah, go and eat the dictionary. Go and read the dictionary. So Football Manager games.
Yeah.
Now, I know for a fact there's going to be tons and tons of people sitting out there going, oh yeah, they're not even going to think about how much time they've put into Football Manager games. Mine has got to be Gears in 2006.
Gears of War.
Principally because this is no joke either. So days off from work, I used to get like my 2 days off a week or whatever it was. 8 a.m.-ish, quick breakfast, bang, go online multiplayer. Yeah. I wouldn't go to bed till about 3 the next morning. And the entire time, other than food, I was playing Gears with my clan.
You know that South Park episode where the guy's playing World of Warcraft? Is it like that? You know,
100%. 100%. And I had no idea. It was really, it was got to a point where it was quite dangerous.
It probably wasn't healthy.
No, it absolutely wasn't. And I'm big enough to admit right now that it definitely wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I adore the game. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's just brilliant. But it literally took 6 months of my life away from me. Right. I mean, days off, holidays, hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours racked up in online multiplayer. I don't know the number. I don't remember. Days just flew by. And but there we go. The only recent one that I will kind of admit, and this isn't really a flex anymore because there's people that have done stupid amounts in this game, is Elden Ring. And I've got about 400 hours on that.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of hours.
It's a lot of hours, but bear in mind that's over like 3 years. So that's not like, it's not like I've kind of foregone my fatherly duties or anything. So 400 hours is quite a lot, but when you compare that to what's out there, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. So so mine were Gears back in 2006, and then I'm pretty sure that Final Fantasy VII also drained me of a lot of my life.
Wow.
Because I think I've admitted before,
you did all the weapon stuff. I think I clocked maybe 70 hours, I think was my...
No, it was the Chocobo racing.
Oh, the Chocobo racing.
I got addicted to Chocobo racing. I wasn't even earning any money. This wasn't real world. This was, I was breeding Chocobos to race them. What am I doing?
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I've admitted that in various other pods, but there we go. But how does our kind of, our numbers effectively stack up to other gamers? and their time spent in games. Well, as you would imagine, we aren't very high on the rankings, chaps. No. We're pretty lowly, in fact. There are stacks of games that you can spend lots of time on, of course, but I thought I would take us through some to give you an idea of the time we're talking about here and why, to some people at least, they wouldn't want to rave about it, hence appearing as a guilty pleasure on our list, because there's some entries on here that you simply wouldn't want to admit, because some people would just go, get outdoors. One game that lends itself to the absorption of a gamer's time is Minecraft.
Yeah, okay.
Deal.
Interesting. Interesting you should mention that.
Isn't it just? Yes. Open world digging, crafting, creating, basically infinite scope for building essentially whatever you can think of. Mm-hmm. Well, some people who have a lot of time on their hands do just that. One individual has actually, believe it or not, spent in one world over 11,000 hours.
Wow.
Documented.
How many days is that?
Now, this is a documented one. So there's obviously others that aren't documented, which could be more. But this is documented in a YouTube video showcasing a hardcore world player for 45,000 in-game days.
Wow.
That's a lot of time. And I would like to see some results off the back of that. Yeah.
You want to have everything in that game.
Yeah, exactly. So for single sessions, the current Guinness World Record for one session is 38 hours and 1 second.
Wow.
That's quite long. Although some players and on the socials have documented solo sessions exceeding 60 hours.
No, that's not helpful.
Wow, without sleep.
That's 2.5 days with no sleep.
That is bad.
I mean, you're looking at and that's terrible. I mean, honestly, what that does to you, I don't know. That's either dedication or stupidity or a mix of the two. So we've also got the likes of The Sims. We all love The Sims.
Yeah.
We all played The Sims before. My favourite's the first one. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Classic. With the add-ons. The little add-on pack.
I loved everything about it. It was just so... I feel like at the time I shouldn't have loved it because, again, it was quite a sort of, dare I say it, kind of a family-oriented female type.
I shouldn't say, my brother made a really nice house on The Sims and he went off somewhere. He stored his game on there.
What did you do?
I shouldn't say this. I locked all of his Sims in the bathroom. You took the door away and I set his house on fire. I burnt it down.
Mr. Adrian Wallet.
I think you could turn the ovens on, couldn't you? And just eventually burn. And the Sims were like, ah!
Wow. Well, we're getting this insight into how Adrian thinks about life and people.
Now bear in mind, this is on a Guilty Pleasures podcast. If that is dark.
That is pretty dark.
Holy God. Right. Moving on. Where were we? The Sims. Adrian and his arsonistic approach to playing video games. Now,
sorry, Chris.
He's going to be absolutely. He's going to say, "No, it's you that did that." Very first game entry in 2000. Long time ago. Gamers have loved whiling away the hours decorating their houses, pools and gardens and throwing parties and dinners for their neighbours in the game. But there is one stat that is probably unmatched when it comes to time spent playing the game. There is an entry on Steam Ladder. And if you don't know what Steam Ladder is, Adrian, what is it?
Something on Steam that tells you how many hours you play, wasn't it?
Perfect. Thanks for that. Yeah, it is. So it tracks like trophies, it tracks time in game, hours played across all, etc., etc. It's got loads of information. It's really cool. I only found about it recently. There's loads of fun information on there, so it's very good. Stumbled across that, and it shows a particular player had amassed over 42,000 hours in The Sims 4.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Now, when you think about, I broke this down. That's 1,750 straight days.
Yeah.
Okay. Or in total days.
I tried Sims 4 because, again, that was on.
Yeah. It was, yeah. On the old GP. Yeah. And that equates to 57.5 months.
That's mad.
Now, we're talking effectively almost getting on for 5 years. Solid.
Can you imagine if I came up and burned the house down? I don't think that person would be impressed.
God, they'd be like, goodbye.
I think they'd be absolutely livid. And that's basically almost getting on for 5 years worth of a game. It's only been out since 2014.
Yeah.
Been out for 11 years. This guy has spent, in real time, 57
half
of those
that
months
time
in The Sims 4.
He would have been asleep and then playing the game.
Correct.
Asleep and then playing. That's basically what he's doing.
I couldn't find
that is
out
a guilty pleasure.
Exactly who it is. But it has been, I need to do some more digging on the videos and stuff, but I'm not surprised, but it surely qualifies if you ever admitted that as a guilty pleasure.
Wow.
And I'm fairly sure that if you raved about those numbers, you get told to touch grass or get out the house at the very least.
Wow.
But there we go. But lads, they both pale in comparison to my final title. Gamer by the name of, and you have to guess what they've played, okay?
Okay.
So the gamer tag is Sommelier do Final Fantasy. That's a brain scratcher, isn't it?
So sommelier is obviously someone who chooses wines at restaurants and stuff. So I'm guessing sommelier or Final Fantasy. So this guy would only know the best Final Fantasy. It's the online one, isn't it? It's the online Final Fantasy. Is it Final Fantasy 11?
Is it 11 age?
I think it's X-2-1.
No, because they're all finite. They all stop at some point. The console ones all stop. I think it's 4. It's either 11, 14, or 15.
Incorrect.
Damn it! Which one?
This is actually a bit of a trick question because I've already mentioned it.
Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
How many hours has this guy played?
So, Sommelier du Final Fantasy.
Sommelier du Final Fantasy
has the current and probably never to be broken record for the amount of time spent in Final Fantasy VII, with an eye-watering 55,790 hours in game.
Doing what?
God knows.
Doing what? Just living there. He basically just lives there.
I can only assume that is what it is.
He just wants to live in Gaia.
It must be.
He's having a laugh.
Must be.
His characters must be all maxed out. They must all be 99999 for everything.
Yeah.
Even without
the... He's defeated all the weapons.
All the chocobos.
That makes 1,000 times. 1,000 times. Because if my Final Fantasy VII game was like 60 hours.
Now, I couldn't boil down whether this was in a single save, obviously, or whether he's got because obviously on a save it does show hours, doesn't it?
I tell you what, with Final Fantasy VII, I did restart it a few times. So I completed it. Obviously, I had my original save when I was a kid. And
did you get rid of the other save?
And the what?
Did you get rid of, because you could have more than one,
I had multiple saves of it.
Right.
And I've completed it multiple times over. So say even if you added those 3 or 4 times together, it'd only be like still about 200 hours. And that's me completing the game. Like
now this is someone that clearly loves the game.
Just wants to live in there and just forget that the world is a place, and I don't blame him in a way.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that it's a case of obviously played it back in the day like we did and gone through several times, but obviously then decided, right, I'm going to do 100% completion, and then gone, okay, can we do it again, or can we beat the time, or whatever? Do you know, there must be caveats to it. I can't find out exactly why, but yeah, apparently there are pictures showing obviously the saves which show the amount of hours and stuff. Now it might be a load of old guff, but it is documented. So there we go. So it's nearly 6.5 years solid in game play time.
I love FF7, but I don't agree with that at all.
My take on it is he either really, really loves it, or it took him an absolute age to get the golden chocolate. It was just chucking out, brown ones, or
he was just like trying to breed like rank C chocobos.
Yeah, to try and get Where's my golden chocobo? I can get one that runs on water, but not mountains.
That's an in-joke for FF7 fans.
It is indeed. Hashtag nights around. So, other honourable mentions. No Man's Sky.
Again, I've got quite lost in that. I'd say I've done
easy to do
total, probably about a few days worth of hours.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm probably 300-ish.
300-ish on that.
Yeah.
But then
but that's over several years.
Yeah, and that's an infinite universe. So
you can't. So there is just to go off a slight tangent. There is a storyline of sorts.
Why are you talking to me about? I know this.
No, I'm telling the viewers.
Oh, you're looking at me.
Yeah.
I know.
So okay, Adrian. There is a storyline, but it encourages you to kind of more so to just live in the world.
It's cool. It's very like a Kubrick. What's that? Thingy Bob
2001 Space Odyssey.
2001 Space Odyssey kind of vibe.
Yeah, the story's not important, just enjoy the view.
But it is weird. The story is weird.
The
and
story's
this person on like another
strange.
plane, and you're like going around from planet to planet, losing these like communication posts and everything. But it's good because it obviously gets you moving to different planets.
Exactly. It's quite mind-boggling, the game. And it's unlike anything else. And
No Man's Sky, let's just say it one more time. No Man's Sky is a great game. If you like space, why on earth haven't you got this game? And
was that an update recently where you can build your own ship from scratch now?
Oh yeah, people are making some funny shit with that, aren't they?
It's great, and I mean, I go back to it every so often. It's a brilliant game. But someone on No Man's Sky, 47,000 hours.
Yeah, this I can understand.
In No Man's Sky, yes, because you've got literally, 18 quintillion planets.
Yeah.
And the brilliance of it is that was it MIT or something came up with, it was college students, wasn't it? That basically came up with this algorithm for procedurally generated universe.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Bonkers. And it's pretty much how the Big Bang is chucking out planets and chucking out galaxies. What it's doing is pretty much what
I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And pretty much no planet is the same. Like there's all different landscapes and
they're all similar. They've got
some
similar vibes.
Yes.
Obviously you got your like barren ones and your flamey
but
ones.
never identical.
Never totally identical. Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
No thanks.
Love it.
Bye.
Love it. Still play it now. Shut up. Skip on. Football Manager to you. 45,000 hours.
Yeah.
Elden Ring. Top of the leaderboard showing at over 30,000 hours. The difference with Elden Ring is that there are lots and lots and lots of people on the top end of the leaderboard for hours played.
Okay.
Purely because it is one of those games that people can play for so long. So it's a good job that we can all hide behind a gamer tag these days, as I'm not sure that I would want to admit to anyone that I'd spent that amount of time in game.
Yeah.
Never mind on one title. Yeah. I mean, if I'd spent 45,000 hours gaming full stop, I think I'd probably, maybe since like 1990 or something. Yeah. But
haven't left the house.
Yeah, exactly. That's madness. So there are no doubt some other crazy records. And if anyone knows, obviously share yours on the socials. Definitely tag us and share your crazy kind of like gaming hour type things. Because
hey man, if you're one of these like cave dwellers that stays in their house and doesn't go outside, please do let us know. We'll make you famous.
Yeah, tag us in your post, and we'll give you some love.
Come on,
because we want to know about it. Again, do remind me of it. But there we are. Selection of eye-watering hours in game chaps, equating to what I would certainly deem as a guilty pleasure, given that you'd probably have at least some raised eyebrows when showing just how much of a hermit you really are. Yeah. So a quick recap before we finish off. Do we think our ultimate guilty pleasure is amongst the girliest of girly titles like Barbie and Secret Path to the Forest? Or do we think it lies with those widely hated and poorly reviewed games that the masses didn't get on with, but you found some time to love, like Superman 64 or Simpsons Wrestling? I know I'm lumping those two together. Or do we find it amongst the fields of games that have sucked the very life out of us and where we have to spend an unholy amount of time either trying to complete or you've been stuck out of pure addiction?
I think you mean field of games.
Field. Just field.
Motorway.
Motorway. My favourite still field. So here is my, and some would say hot or at least lukewarm take. There's no such thing as a guilty gaming pleasure, my friends.
Oh,
what's the point this hour and a half we've gone through then?
What's this pod called?
There's no such thing.
You can't call it there's no such thing as a gaming guilty pleasure.
There's no such thing. Only straight up unbridled pleasure and enjoyment of the games that made us who we are and why we continue to love gaming today.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to be labelled as guilty pleasures. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be games that we love that everybody hates. And that argument is going to go on forever online in a day. Of course it is. So guilty pleasures will remain labelled as such. But do you enjoy playing a universally hated title that got panned? So what? I think that's awesome. Yeah. Do you get a kick out of pouring some of those hard-earned downtime hours into a game that people think is weird to spend so much time on? So what? I think that's awesome as well. Do you like those girly games? Do you like fashion designers? Do you like selling up horses? I think that's awesome.
Have you not seen Daylight since 1999? That's awesome, mate.
Yeah,
you do you.
Think that's not as awesome, but So, do you have fun as a middle-aged masculine guy designing outfits and doing interior design on The Sims? So what?
Sure.
I think that's awesome.
Bring it on.
The joy we all get from the stacks of different gaming genres and titles released over the years is yours and yours only, ladies and gentlemen. Never let anyone tell you can't play this or you shouldn't be playing that. Go right ahead and crack on with whatever title you fancy at the time without worrying about feeling guilty. And that, folks, is the beauty of the gaming and more specifically retro gaming community, is that we can all enjoy the things we want. And on the whole, everyone cheers you on for loving it.
On the whole.
Huzzah!
Everyone has haters. That's fine. Whatever. On the whole, everyone gets on. Stay passionate, folks. Keep on enjoying those quirky, odd, and against the grain titles. And never ever feel guilty about playing what you want, how you want, when you want.